All righty, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I am G, the seeker of truth. This is Spiritual Stake. And yes, your spirit is at stake. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is the third time I done try to do this. And every time I done just try to jump right into it. So this time, before I just jump right into it, if you don't mind, just take a second. Let us breathe together. Clear your mind. Dump all your problems. Leave all your troubles. Pour out your cup. Let's breathe. Let's breathe in that new life. Let's breathe in understanding. Let's breathe in understanding. Let's breathe in overstanding. Let's breathe in knowledge. Let's breathe in financial abundance. Let's breathe in favor upon in the higher places. All right. I appreciate you for that. That was more so for me. That was more so for me. Hey, the battle is real. And when I go through the battle, I try not to be, out in front, but at the same sense, it's like, that's where we supposed to be at. When we got our trials and our tribulations, we supposed to be right out there in front of it, facing it head on. Because running from a problem, you're going to get tired, and the problem eventually going to catch up to you, and it's going to overwhelm you. And then acting like a problem is not a problem, is non-existent, is a problem within itself, because their problem only continues to grow and it compounds itself. So, we facing demons today. We've been facing them every day. We battling. And when they come at you like they come at me, just know that you're doing something right. Right? And I'm not saying it to say I'm doing something right, like, oh, I'm holy, I'm righteous, I'm woo-da-woo-da-woo. Nah, I'm just saying, like, for any person, when you are on your spiritual journey, and then when everything started coming against you, there is nothing but the tricks of the enemy, right? To turn you back, to turn you away. I'm here to say, keep fighting, keep pushing, because I'm pushing with you. You ain't alone. We can push together. Now that we got that out the way, how y'all doing? This Spiritual Stake, y'all already know. We in the mix of our Bible breakdown. We are in Genesis chapter 37. We're going to do a quick overview of 36 because 36 was the short chapter and there was not really a lot of information given except for the lineage of Esau and how Esau became the father of the Edomites. So, with that being covered, we're going into 37 now. If you're going to fire up, go ahead on and fire up. You're going to open your Bible. They should already been open. You should already have it right there on 37. You should look down and see 37 right there. Chapter 37 right there in your face. Right? Because we doing this together, right? You uplift me, I'm going to uplift you. We uplifting each other. And if I'm uplifting you and you uplifting me and I'm uplifting him and he uplifting him and we uplifting, then we can all be uplifted. You did? I guess not. Anywho, let's go. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. Now, we ain't, six scriptures in yet, and here we go, with the envy, with the malice, with the hate. And they don't say envy, they don't say malice, they say hated. It say hated. Joseph's brothers hated him because of the love that was shown to Joseph by the father. Not because Joseph stole from them, or not because Joseph played pranks on them, or not because Joseph did this or did that. They hated Joseph simply because of the favor that he was being shown by Israel. Now, you look around, how many people around you hate you and you know you ain't did nothing to them? You walk by them, they turn their nose up. That ain't you. They hate that favoring on you. They hate that favoring on you because in their mind, they like, hey, God, what is you working in their life for? I'm better than them. I'm just like them. I'm their elder. I'm their superior. Yeah, it's real. You know it's real. People that automatically just don't like you. And speak nasty to you. Speak wicked about you. And you like, man, I don't even know what the problem is. The problem is you are favored. You are favored in the way that they want to be favored. And every time they see God favoring you the way they want to be favored, they're not getting favored. It causes them to hate. And that's why the old saying, if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing something right. You supposed to. If God is having favor and showing favor in your life, there's supposed to be people around that hate that. And you don't got to do nothing to them. And in that sense, I say, keep on keeping on. Keep on standing strong. Because if you honestly have not did this person wrong and they just hate you, they speak evil about you, they got so much malice and so much vulgar to say about your name and how they want to drag it down and tear you down every chance they get, and you know you ain't did nothing, smile, brother. They see your favor. Smile, sister. They see how God working in your life, and they can't stand it because in their mind it's supposed to be them. What make you better than them? And that's when they get the, look at him. Here you go. Here you go. He think he know everything. Here you go. And guess what? The length of y'all conversation have never been nothing more than, hey, how you doing? But out of, hey, how you doing? You know everything. Because you walk around with God's favor. And it irks the enemy. It irks them. And people's true character is showing these moments. That's why the word tell you to test the fruit. In order, you got to test the fruit of the tree. You got to see what type of tree this is. You got to test the fruit. But if your presence alone is making your name get dragged and torn down, instead of going there like, oh, I got to go in here because these folks in here, oh, man. Don't go in there like that. Go right here. Yeah. God favoring me. I have the favoring of the Most High. And you ain't got to be cocky with it. Because you ain't got to say nothing. Remember, you ain't said nothing no way. Anyway, verse 6. And he said unto them, hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my sheaf. And his brethren said to him, shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. He said, hey, I had a dream last night that I had these sheets and all y'all sheets came and pay homage to my sheaf. And just by him saying that, now, that made them hate him more. Now, they initially hated him because he was getting loved by his daddy. His daddy made him a coat of many colors. He didn't know making that for his son was going to cause the other ones to spite him, to hate him, to envy him. But it did. And now they're hating. He got the coat. He said, I had a dream. They hate his dream. He said he had a dream for Martin Luther King. Now let me stop. No, let me stop. Verse 9. And he dreamed yet another dream and told his brethren. It said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made ambience to me. And he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brother indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brothers envied him, but his father observed the saying. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, here am I. And he said to him, go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren and well with thy flock, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And a man asked him, saying, what seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flock. And the man said, they are departing hence. For I heard them say, let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them at Dothan. That might be Dothan. Dothan. Excuse me, y'all. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. Now, keep in mind, Joseph ain't did nothing but be Joseph. Keep in mind that these not strangers. These his brothers. They say they seen Joseph coming from afar off. They're like, oh yeah, we finna knock him off. Yeah, we finna go on and get rid of him. Little multicolored coat wearing. Yeah, we finna go and knock him off. Dad love him so much, we finna go on and get rid of this. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. They don't like Joseph. It started out just because of the love of the Father. I'm going to keep saying it. It started out because of the love that he was shown by the Father. And I want you to take it. I want you to apply it to yourself, because people will hate you. People will conspire to alleviate you just because of the favor you are being shown. It just said it right there. I didn't make that up. It said it right there. And in this case, it didn't say people, it say his brethren. They say, here the dreamer coming. Yeah, we finna knock him off. Put him in deep sleep. He gonna have a long, long dream. 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pits. And we will say, some evil beast has devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands, and said, let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again. And it came to pass, when Joseph came upon his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty. There was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Galilee, with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hands be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brethren were content. So they seen Joseph coming. And first they were like, we're going to knock him off. Say, Reuben say, we're not going to kill him. We'll just throw him in the pit. They threw him in the pit, sitting around eating bread, while their brother down there, the baby brother now, down in the hole. The first thing they did when Joseph got up on him was strip the coat off of him. The coat caused the hate. The coat was the triggering of the hate. It was their physical, excuse me, even if they felt on a mental, on an emotional, on a spiritual, any other level, even if they felt like Joseph was favored more, right? Joseph receiving that coat was the physical confirmation that Joseph was loved more, and it was the physical thing that triggered the hate. The physical thing that triggered the physical hate that made them want to initially kill him. Then they threw him in the pit, and then some Ishmaelites was coming around. They said, hey, we might well make some money off of fam, so we're going to go on and sell him to the Ishmaelites. And all the brothers say, they say, okay, let's do that. 28. Then they're passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph into Egypt. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes. And he returned unto his brethren and said, the child is not, and our whither shall go. And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father and said, this have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat. An evil beast has devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins and mourned for his son many days. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him. But he refused to be comforted. And he said, for I will go down into the grave until my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's and captain of the guard. So, what? This hate then turned into a lie, manipulation. There's always going to be some money involved. They sold Joseph off for 20 pieces of silver. Sold him to the Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites took him and sent him up into Egypt. Got the coat that they despised so much that Joseph had, and killed the goat and dipped it in the blood. Then gonna go to the daddy and say, hey, is this your son's coat or no? Israel say yes. Broke down crying. Now you gotta, even if they hated Joseph, right, you would have to think that the love that they had for their father would have made them come clean. But to say he broke down, rent his clothes, that means snatched his clothes off and went to mourning. And say he was going to mourn until his grave for Joseph. And they stood around watching this man mourn, knowing what they had did. All the while, Joseph over here being sold off. It's cold. It's cold. And that's why, like I say, the main thing I took from this, from 37, you might take something totally different and that's totally fine. You can feel free to share what you took. But The main thing I took was that God's favor in your life will cause the envy and strife and hate and malice in others. And you don't got to say a word. It'll cause them to hate you so much that they will plot to physically harm you. And you don't got to say a word. We got to keep in mind, these were not strangers. These were Joseph's older brothers. He was the baby boy. Joseph told him, he said, I had a dream. I had some sheep, and all y'all sheep came and paid my homage. Then went to him again. Second time and say, I had a dream. Told his daddy too. Say his brother started to envy him right then and there again. But the daddy was watching. I feel like Israel should have kept a better watch on Joseph, especially if you acknowledge Joseph as being that one. Right? But, and I just had a epiphany, as they say, sitting here. And I really can't go into all of it because I have read this Bible before, especially the Torah, more than once or twice. So I know the story of Joseph. I know what's going to go on here. So I don't want to ruin it. But when we get to the end of it, I'm going to tell y'all this other perspective of it. But we've been here. That was chapter 37. The brothers, they done sold Joseph out to the Ishmaelites, man. Just because he was being favored. My name is G. I'm the Seeker of Truth. This here is Spiritual State. And until next time, y'all stay elevated.